And go.
Go. Hello and fuck Cape shit. Welcome to
Hello and Go is also a fucking good one because it
that's
reminds
off
me of
the
the delightful movie
dude.
Team America.
It's so good. Oh yeah, that's right. Fucking when Spotswood wanted to
And
suck his dick.
go. He's just
And
standing
go.
there.
I'm not gay. This isn't about sex. It's about trust. Um. Anyways, this week's Shittywebcomics Weekly episode, as usual, brought to you by our Subscribe Star backers. Only made possible by our Subscribe Star backers. If you want to
Well,
see
that
the
and
real
our raw
content, go
genius.
to our Subscribe
Only,
Star.
only made possible by our Subscribe Star backers and also our raw genius.
And yeah, if you want to see like the real meat, the big videos, the deep dives, the full reviews, all that stuff, instead of the little bite-sized stuff, if you want to see the stuff that the experts and the fucking comics masters are watching, check out our Subscribe Star linked below, most likely in the card link below. And donate money to us. You should donate money to us just because nobody else will tell you the truth. Why will no one else tell you the truth? I don't know. But if you don't want to know the truth, don't donate to us. If you would rather stay delusional in a world of
stay,
lies,
stay ignorant.
if you want to do that, don't pay us anything except maybe $1. But if you want to be informed on the real truth going on, go to our Subscribe Star and give us at least $1. Or more. More is better because the $5 tier is actually the video tier. I tried to make it $1, but again, we've gone over that with the people in
We've
Comicsgate
explained
false
that.
flagging us and that kind of
We've
thing,
explained that in detail.
and showed the actual evidence, which of course everyone else ignores. That's the thing is that people are like, oh, where's your source and all that stuff? And it's like we showed it, you ignored it, and that's why you have to fucking actually now it's not worth fucking us just showing it out for free anymore. People need to start paying us. They need to fucking put their money where their mouth is if they actually believe in the truth and objective morality and objective reality. But a lot of people really don't. So that's what I mean. All of the people who don't are people who don't donate to us also. So that's not a coincidence. Not even a pure coincidence. Um, but this week we wanted to jump into like a thread that was on our Discord. Again, that's where the real content is. For anyone who still doesn't know, or the real content's always been on our Discord. Has been for we've mentioned that a million times by now. Though, if you don't know it, you're legally retarded and not capable of driving a car. But yeah, a while ago, a couple months ago on our Discord, you were looking for a specific comic, I think. The one where they go Hadouken, Hadouken, Hadouken at each other.
It's the Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Fucking look at these all these varied characters. This guy throws
Well,
a
I think we
rose
get to
under
that.
a
We'll
bush.
get to the comic eventually.
Yeah.
So, but while searching for it, you're scrolling through your folder, and I think I start scrolling through mine.
I felt compelled to start posting some of the ones I was skipping past because I was like, "Oh, here's the Moral Fag comic. We
Yeah.
need to add this.
But
We
then,
need to have posted this to the Discord."
yeah, and it's just fucking Ken from Fist of the North Star, and it says moral fag. And I forgot why that specifically became a meme. I just remember it was a meme that he was a moral fag because he had morals and didn't want to torture and rape and mutilate innocent children. So he was a moral fag. I think that was part of the joke or something. But
You're therefore wrong. That's why he is wrong.
yeah, here though was another one from this is from so many fucking years ago. This was from before Devil May Cry 4 or DMC 4 or whatever. And it's fucking
DMCA4.
starring Dante from Devil May Cry here as he has a letter in his hand, pink envelope, jumps out the window, is doing fucking cartwheels and flips, fucking throws the envelope into a mailbox and slams.
Like
he
a
kicks
missile.
It. Yeah.
He fires he fires it through the air like a missile.
Yeah, it kicks it, it flies, the mailbox flies into the fucking air. He shoots it, the mailbox explodes, the letter fucking all the letters and packages flutter away, and the fucking one letter that he wrote floats down to was it Nero was the other guy?
Whoever the other guy is from the
Yes,
the
and
series.
he opens it up and it just says a faggot. And the fucking he's shocked with speed lines because it was clearly meant for him.
But I was also, but also it's the exact same facial expression that fucking Dante has in the fucking first several panels.
Yeah, that's right. It's just the same
It's
mouth
the
and
identical facial
most
expression.
likely copied and pasted. But here's Samus in fucking Elite Beat Agents or fucking
Oh, it's a Japanese.
Titikai Owen
Yeah,
Dad.
whatever,
Yeah,
whatever the.
I actually played both of those, the Japanese versions,
And the
and
American
they're not
version.
nearly as good.
Yeah, the American version is definitely better,
Superior in every way, especially the most important way, which is the music.
especially racially.
Yes, ethnically, fucking culturally,
Culturally.
militarily. Um, anyways,
But yeah, it's this fucking. And that is actually one of the things that was annoying about the Japanese version in particular is they're all doing the fucking Domokun mouth
and
fucking.
just the pling plong noises in the fucking songs were just like, ugh. Where's the
But these
fucking
facial expressions for the art for every single one of these,
where's
and
yours
somebody
the
did a
inspiration
million
or
of
Jumpin'
them
Jack
for like
Flash?
other various random video game characters.
Yeah,
And it's like, man, this is really ugly looking. Actually,
this is gay. But anyways, um,
it's
here's the
really annoying.
but anyways, Elite Beat Agents though, wonderful game. I wish they would kind of release that on. To be honest, that game only works on DS. Though. I mean, you can play it with a mouse, of course, but it's like
Yeah, we're on the Wii.
it's well, actually, I mean, there's a lot of touchscreen games these days, so it would work on the Switch.
Yeah,
I really genuinely don't know why the Switch isn't selling a bunch of those fucking
yeah.
games.
Well,
They're
I
not
know
even making
why.
them available.
It's
It's
because they're
really
dumb.
dumb.
Because Nintendo is dumb.
Nintendo, they fucking
Nintendo's.
Nintendo don't what fucking Steam does.
Yes.
Anyways, no bribe, worst game ever. God Hand, yeah, this was fucking. A lot of people got pissed off about how God Hand wasn't getting good scores, most likely
Yeah, it
because
was
it was too
getting bad
difficult.
reviews. And the reason for them getting bad reviews is like it's the early indicator, really. It's no different than today or even before
Yeah.
then, where video game reviewers, new games journalists
Yes.
were basically just trash.
Well, games journalists were pretentious years before this too, and Old Man Murray is one of the best fucking archivals of that. Old Man Murray is fucking the still one of the funniest websites in history to this day,
Yes.
and it goes back to the year 2000, and I think
Yeah.
99 and shit.
I think the last year they posted anything was like 2002, 2001 even.
Yeah,
Like
2000, I remember they did 2001 because 9/11 happened and they made a pretty funny update about it, but it was months later. And
it was
then they
a
didn't
hilarious
update quite as
update.
much, and then they got hired at Valve. And that
Yeah.
was good.
So if you love that game Portal, that's your
Yeah,
fucking
that's Old
selling
Man
point.
Murray.
Portal and a lot of later Half-Life stuff.
And well, a lot of Team Fortress 2 stuff too.
Yeah,
Anyway. Um,
Half-Life Alex.
a huge amount of fucking the Left 4 Dead games too. In fact, I think
Yes.
the fact that the characters have actual character and personality to them is a large part of that is because of Eric Walpaw, who fucking gave us the key to all the Valve games in the history of the world.
But don't tell anyone.
Yes, fucking, it's like having your dad work at Nintendo. Anyways,
This is real.
the next one is there were a lot of bizarre edits of one of the Sonic comics. It says teach you to dick with me fur cunt, and he's pointing to a sign that says fucking science. And then there's a wristwatch that's also a dog, and it says please kill me.
And that's it.
That's
But
the
this
one
is
I
also
remember
where
the least though. The
candle-tipping
fucking
fuck fence go climb a wall of dicks.
yeah, or
That's where
the
that's
Invisible
from.
Man is outside. Tell him to go fuck himself or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of these became huge nuclear memes
Yeah.
because these were, I think, some of the first.
Yeah. These are very old. These go back to around 2007, 2008, 2009 at the latest.
This was the first time after YTMND
Yeah.
people were actually sharing memes. Was 4chan? It's like V.
Anyways, here's another one that's I always like the ones, the MS Paint ones about like RPG things in RPGs that you hate, and we'll go into some of that. In fact, I think we'll just split this in part 2 for next week. Will be more of this, but I'll cover this one first.
Because this is posted in the video game Vintage Games channel on our wonderful Discord.
Yeah, it really, if you want to be keeping up with this kind of primo top tier content, you should be on our Discord, but you should also be giving us money on our Subscribestar. Our Subscribestar actually has completely unique shit on it, but here's this one just starts with her I go to test store merchant. You have 2000 GP, lame ass heel pot 5 GP, generic armor 25, feces sword 30, ass buckler 20, uber armor 3000. So it's a 1,000 more than he has. And it's drooling. It's like, all right, just a little more wear, my eyes grind down. It's a little meme spewy. You know, that's just what it was like in 2007.
It was meme spew retard speak for people back then.
People who are it kind of belongs on Reddit, but you know, or somebody who was on fucking Gaia Online who came to 4chan.
But this is also more genuine and legitimate than that.
Yeah, this still has a point. This does still,
this does still make a point. It's like you had to do it exactly the same every time on Reddit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
You could never waver from that. This is where it was genuine.
But anyways, 45 minutes of money's Gatan later.
Our monies Gatan.
Now I can get armor D-face.
D-smiley.
Lol, I'm badass now. Let's do this new dungeon. What have we here? Surely badass new sword to match my uber armor. And then you found uber armor in the treasure chest. And then just fucking red eyes screaming.
Anyone who's played either an RPG or anything, like sometimes even looter shooters, stuff like that. Yeah. If you have any game, Diablo.
Yeah, Diablo was a fucking good example, but there were a lot of RPGs, like even Final Fantasy 2. Final Fantasy
I know
2
there's another
for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, there's another comic like that where it's like you can buy this fucking super armor.
Well, the ones about the mega,
a lot of money.
The ones about the mega
elixirs. All your money on the fucking armor, and the very next drop you get, wherever the fuck you end up going, is something just slightly better than that, and it's like all my money is gone.
I remember in Diablo 2, I traded the Frostburn gauntlets for the Jang Bong staff. And it's like, Jang Bong, but it also gives +1 to all of your skills, no matter what they are. Whereas the Frostburn gauntlets just give you like 40% of your fucking max mana, increases it. And so I fucking do that, and I realize I can't fucking cast anymore, because all of my like, with the Frosties, I mean, the Frostburn gauntlets, I was able to cast infinitely forever. I could just throw down 1,000 firewalls, and people were like, stop with the firewalls, you're lagging my game. I'm reporting you because you're trying to grief by casting too many firewalls. It's like, my computer sucks, and it can handle this. If your computer can't handle this, because I have a shitty computer, you're a bad person.
It's also what you spec'd into.
Yeah, I spent all my points, and you can't fucking respec your points in Diablo 2, or you couldn't back then anyways.
Yeah, so, and we didn't have the theory crafting faggots back then who's like, you have to take this ability and make sure you take this.
But I had the Frostburn gauntlets basically gave me infinite mana. Also because this was really stupid, but I had maxed out warmth on my sorcerer. So she had level 20 warmth, and fucking it was like +2 all skills too I had on some other gear, or at least fucking, you know, so I had like level 22 warmth, and that was like mana regen. It was a really shitty skill, but I maxed it out.
A lot of enemies, Firewall would do a shitload of damage.
Yeah, it would do tremendous damage and would cover a huge amount of the screen. And in fact, they eventually changed it so it covered less of the screen but actually did more damage. But by then, I couldn't get Frostburn gauntlets anymore, and I didn't care, and I quit the game. And fucking, I think all of my items got accidentally dropped on the ground. Some guy took them and fucking like quit, like left the fucking game so he couldn't be caught. And it's like, okay, now I don't have anything anymore. I lost a bunch of uniques, and so I quit the game because it was like just fucking. It was like, who cares?
I remember in Diablo 2,
but then it didn't matter anymore.
Yeah, but the BattleNet play, you
for hundreds and hundreds of reasons.
Yeah, the BattleNet play, if you don't play your characters often enough, they just straight up delete them.
Yeah, there was that, and that happened anyways. And I was like, you know what, I don't... Like, I was really disappointed about that at the time, honestly, but eventually I was like, I don't care.
And we're not here to review the game, but honestly, the fucking game balance, itemization, kind of shit.
No, it was complete dog shit because again, putting 20 levels into putting 20 talent points into warmth was a complete dummy prize. It was completely stupid, and I shouldn't have done it. But you know, this was over 20 years ago.
It's not like the game was going to tell you, "Hey, don't do that."
Yeah, but
That's the thing is
or
with
if you
all my
do it, it's
characters.
actually worthwhile. It wasn't, and they should
I
make
played a
it
lot of physical
worthwhile.
damage dealers. And it's like, oh, I'm playing as a druid and I'm trying to go for a werewolf build. But you know, werewolves, you can't even fucking take a werewolf until level 16, and druids suck otherwise. So I'll take whatever is Fisher or some shit like that. So I'll put a bunch of stats into casting, and then I get werewolf, and it's like, okay, werewolf is definitely way more powerful, but I have to go for a physical build now. And I never had the dexterity to actually hit enemies reliably, even if it said I had 95% hit chance. It was more like a 50% hit
Yeah,
chance.
there were basically builds that you were only just supposed to play. Like if you went barbarian, you had to go whirlwind. End of story. If you
Which
did
I did.
anything
I
else, it
remember
was incorrect.
my first Diablo 2 character was a barbarian, and I forgot what I went for, like a lot of leap and bash and shit. It's like, oh, whirlwind, the first level of whirlwind, it reduces your fucking damage by 70%. It's like, I'm not doing that. Fuck that shit. I'm not playing.
Yeah, and
And
then
it's like,
it
oh, he
turns out
reduced
if you
the last as
fucking
you put more levels into it. And it's like, sounds like I'll have to waste a whole bunch of levels in nothing. Meanwhile, I could take shouts that just increase the power of everybody in the party by like 300%. I'm just going to take shouts then.
yeah,
Gonna
you
take
can
shouts and I'll
you can
take some
help other
other stuff
players. The
active.
shouts help other players. It's extremely useful. And then it
Yeah.
turns out no. And then if you played paladin at all, there's kind of just a complete waste of time. Fucking didn't do anything. Paladins
It's
were
like,
just
hey, if
worthless.
you play a paladin, it's like, go back and start a new
Yeah,
character.
just
You
start
idiot.
into some other character instead.
You're playing the wrong class.
Or
You idiot.
especially if you spec'd into auras, unless I think there was one aura that kind of helped people, but it was just like it increases item drop chance or some shit like that. That's all anyone gave a
Like,
fuck
no,
about.
yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to fucking. Why the itemization is already shit? Why do I want more of this shit? I'm trying to pick up every blue because like some of these might be worth a lot of money or something. Maybe I could
When
get
the
some.
expansion came out, the expansion was retarded and had. That's when Blizzard went from like actual kind of cool stories to the worst storytelling in video game history. But Lord of Destruction, I remember I did eventually get back into the game. We played that a bunch. We cooped it, and eventually we're just doing bail runs over and over again. And I was like, okay, fine, yay,
Yeah,
fine.
I was out by that point. I was
Yeah,
not paying attention to the game anymore.
yeah. But I was also like, whatever. We had a party time. We had a party rock. Fucking when Diablo 2 came out, online play with friends was still kind of a novelty. Unless you were just
Yeah, and
playing
that
like
was what
Quake
made it
2
fun.
fucking shit.
That's what made it fun, but it's
Or
also
Deathmatch.
agonizing because you get separated and it's like, where the fuck did you go? And then somebody gets killed. It's like, why weren't you here? There was a
Or somebody
boss. And
else
it's like,
rushes
I
ahead and
couldn't
just
tell you
kills
because
everything.
I couldn't type. I couldn't take my hands off the
Yeah,
keyboard to
or
type.
I'm fucking just behind. I'm like looting. I'm picking up the treasure. It's
Yeah,
like, oh, I like picking up treasure. I like clicking things.
I want to.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, I
everyone
want to
else is
manage.
just clearing the
I want
entire
to
game.
manage some treasure so I
And it's
can
like,
buy and sell stuff. So maybe I'll be able to
I'm
go to
still in Act
the
1. Somebody
loot
comes
thing and
in and
buy some
fucking
more
goes and
shit
kills
so I can
Diablo and
fucking
ends the
get
fucking
more
entire game.
treasure. I need the gear desperately. A lot of my gear is shit.
I remember just playing like new game, starting a new character. Somebody connects, beats the final boss, and it closes the game. And it's like, okay, I guess why? And it's
You
like
weren't there though, so you don't get the experience.
that's the thing, though. That's one thing, and we'll end on this note. But the yeah, you don't get the experience, and you can't go to Act 4, so you don't even get the loot either. But the that's one thing is that Japan never had games like that, so they still haven't learned. So Elden Ring, its connection issues and weird fucking glitches and online bugs. I love Elden Ring. I like the Dark Souls games in general, but Elden Ring is my favorite so far. But it's so clear that they never had a Quake 2 and they never had a Diablo 2. And Japan desperately needed both games before they really jump into the whole online game world shit.
That's a weird thing is like with fucking Elden Ring is like, okay, so they are still learning how to make these games.
Yeah. Yes. And Elden Ring's online is the most unstable so far.
You also want to hear the best part about Diablo 2? All these problems we're complaining about with Diablo 2, with the leveling where you can't respec your shit or
Mhm.
the terrible itemization, all of that is fixed in Diablo 3.
and which was fixed because of Torchlight, which had
Yes,
the team
which was
from
made by
Diablo
the
2.
original developers of Diablo 2,
Yeah,
who did not work on Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction.
yeah. Anyway, so good video as usual. We'll
Yeah,
continue.
we've already filled up a video's worth of video here before we could even go on to more stuff in these comics, which
Yeah,
we have to cover.
yeah, that'll be part two. So next week will be some more V comics. Delightful fun, and again, check out our subscribe star for the big, in-depth, good stuff, and to support us, of course, because we deserve it more than anyone else. Everyone else is a
Would
disingenuous,
work harder.
pathological lying grifter who's making up hoax after hoax, and fucking taking bribes from other YouTubers in order to cover up for their fucking gay ops and crime and weird shit. We just review comics and we're honest. We're too honest, which inherently limits our fucking our viewership. And
It also makes
that's
us
not our
better.
opinion, of course. That's been objectively
We're
proven.
just doing it right. We're doing everything right that everyone else is doing wrong.
Yeah. So because of that, check out our subscribe star. Give us money. Check out the other stuff. Check out the comics and various other things that are good and should have listened to Shitty Webcomics.